to the stage just told me, I said, what do you want me to say in your intro? And she said, you can say, I'm the oldest comic in San Francisco. And then she's like, wait. I'm second oldest comic in San Francisco. So it's just a matter of time before she gets that #1 spot. Keep it going for Cici Whittle, everybody. Hello, Punchline. So good to see you again. And Twitter, we got a lot of Twitter people here. Thank that independent contractor. You know, when you quit, you know what to do. Isn't it great having all the women comics in the show tonight? You know, we women have finally achieved equal pay. 70% of 0 is exactly 0. Don't you think we women have a different sense of humor? I mean, I love wordplay jokes. You know, like, for example, doctors are saying that women shouldn't have episiotomies anymore during delivery. They should just let the baby come through and tear the perineum naturally. And that's where we get the expression, let her rip. Ouch. Now you know a man can't tell that joke. So my friends say, you know, you perform comedy a lot, and what's the secret of comedy? How do you make something funny? You know, so ask me, what's the secret? Timing. You know, the hardest thing about being one of the oldest, second oldest comic in San Francisco, is you're afraid you're going to forget your set. You know, short-term memory's the first to go. I order something from Amazon, and by the time it arrives, I've forgotten what it is. So it's like getting a birthday present. Long-term memory lasts a really long time, though. I remember that my mother had an affair when I was a child with a Broadway star, Alexander Hamilton. You know, David Ross in the show later on, and he had a party at his house recently, and he introduced me to a game I'd never played before. Do you know about Taboo? Have any of you ever played this game? Yeah. Taboo is where you know the word, but you can't, the other people don't, and you have to try and get them to guess what it is. And I love that game because it's like practice for Alzheimer's. You're struggling to retrieve the word. You guys are a great crowd. Are you having fun tonight? So, short-term memory's the first to go. I order something from Amazon, and by the time it arrives, I went to Chicago recently. Anybody here from Chicago? Yeah, it's fucking freezing there. I lived there. You know, you had to avoid the ice on the sidewalk every step. Now in San Francisco, you just have to avoid the startups. The guys looking for money for their startups. You thought I was gonna say human shit, right? You know, the cabbies in Chicago are amazing. When I was there 50 years ago, the most exotic guys. Yeah, 50 years ago. Wait until you get to 50. Or 72. So the cabbies, the most exotic cabbie in my day was a guy from Wisconsin. And now you've got Eritrea, Romania, Patagonia. Yeah. Eritrea? Well, they all greeted me with exactly the same thing. Winter is coming. I went to my Ditka's steakhouse. They serve steak and racism. And the steaks were the size of phone books. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys don't know what a phone book is. Well, they were huge. They were huge. Only 3 people had heart attacks that night. It was great. And you know, the Chicago River, they're very proud in Chicago because it was just upgraded by the EPA from highly toxic to heavily polluted. And this is a river that they dye green every year for St. Patrick's Day. They also have fabulous architecture in Chicago. There's a contest between New York and Chicago for who has the tallest skyscrapers. And for years, the Sears Tower in Chicago was #1 in the United States. And now the World Trade Center in New York is #1. Skyscrapers are really a very expensive CEO game called My Dick is Bigger Than Your Dick. And now, have you seen what's coming to San Francisco? Yeah. Mr. Benioff is building the skyscraper for the headquarters for Salesforce. Anybody from Salesforce here? No, good thing, because I know you're what I have to say. Well, Mr. Benioff is the first one to build a skyscraper that looks exactly like a penis. Uncircumcised, I might add. You know, foreskins are back. Too late for some of you. But I think a penis is better than a Trans-America butt plug, don't you? Well, that's my set. Thanks, you guys. Cici, Whittle, keeping it classy, everybody. Your next comic is a co-producer of this show.